You know, and it's not about being against Donald Trump. People think, oh, you're against Donald Trump, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not about being against Donald Trump. It's about Donald Trump not condemning racism and kind of like standing beside it. Okay, here we are. I'm going to talk about how I see Republican Party now in 2021 and why my opinion has changed. What's the situation in all of this? And I'll tell you what's the situation in all of this. Right in front, I'll tell you. It's about racism. That's what it's about. And let me tell you this. If the Republican Party wasn't affiliated with so much racism, I think things would be different. But as every time the Republican Party is talking or trying to prove a point and you're starting to be like, yeah, I mean, that's a good point, all of a sudden some guy with something really racist against Jews or black people just stands there and just ruins the whole moment. Just ruins it. And that's the problem right there. No one is going to take you guys serious. Nobody's going to take the party serious as long as you keep standing besides these ideals. And the fact that it seems like you're standing next to these ideals on purpose doesn't help at all. And the fact that everybody who represents the Republican Party, the grand majority, everybody, is a Caucasian, blonde, light-eyed, person, doesn't help the situation either. How am I supposed to believe that it's not about race? It's just like like working in a corporation. Like, for example, I worked in a corporation, and I'm not going to mention what corporation, but for example, everybody who was in the higher ups was just happens to be Caucasian, blonde, and light-eyed. They had green or blue eyes. And everybody who worked down below and the warehouses and all that, they were just minorities, Latinos and colored people. And how am I supposed to feel? How am I supposed to feel that that's not like that? That it's not? I could pretend all day it's not about preference and racism. I could pretend all day. But who am I lying to besides myself? And that's the problem with the Republican Party as well. The problem with the Republican Party is that I'll be lying to myself. I just can't take it serious every time. Every time they say they're talking about gun rights. I love guns. I love guns. I'm not a car person. I'm a gun person. I believe in the right to bear arms. I believe in the right to defend your life, and that's not even the whole point. The whole point is that I love guns. I love shooting guns. I like going to the shooting range and shooting up to 3-5 cases of 9mm and still be unsatisfied. I love it. I love taking care of them. You gotta take care of your gun like you would take care of your car or your girlfriend. They need attention. So the point is, I like guns. But the problem is when I'm not racist. when you like guns, and you're racist, then you become something scary because you're dressed like this. This is how you're dressed. Am I supposed to feel safe? Am I supposed to? Why are you dressed like this? Wait, obviously that says a lot about your mentality. It says you think you're at war. And the fact that you're openly racist, it can only mean that you're at war with other races. You applaud the police when they shoot a black person. You support the police in these situations. Just the fact that there's a double standard where Latinos and black people get shot, and when white people are in a situation, they get treated in a completely different way. It's like they almost get away with anything. You haven't proved me any. You haven't proved any different. So the problem with the Republican Party is not Donald Trump. Let me be very clear. The Republican Party, the problem is not Donald Trump. And it's not about gun rights. And it's not about anything you think. It's about racism. And how many people are willing to stand against racism? They're not standing against the Republican Party. They're not standing against Donald Trump. They're standing against racism. That's what they're really standing for. They're standing against racism. Because Donald Trump will openly support white supremacy and will not deny it, will not condemn it. So we don't care. What we really care is about what? Racism. So you basically don't care about me. You don't care. You just if I'm not Caucasian, blonde, and light-eyed, like you think you're a Native American or whatever, if I'm not something like that, then you're gonna come like this. And what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to me, my family? That's what people are afraid of. You know, you could have your gun all day, and we could shoot together, and we could have fun, and we could be buddies, and we could destroy things and see explosions. But the fact that you are openly hateful against other races, then I won't stand with you. Then I'll actually be afraid to stand near you, especially with a gun. And that's the whole problem. That's the whole problem. Like I said, you could be saying anything, and the person next to you stands there, or whatever. The group that's supporting you just happens to be racist. Then you are who you hang out with. You know, tell me who you're with, and I'll tell you who you are. And especially if you don't condemn it. It's like, if you don't condemn it, and if you're not against it, then you're with it and you support it. And that's the whole problem. That's what they don't get. And as a gun supporter, I'm like, no, the Democrats want to take our guns. But at the same time, racism is way worse. Way worse, especially with the fact that I am a Puerto Rican. I am a Puerto Rican. So I am American. And I was born in Puerto Rico. And I've been living all my life coming from Puerto Rico, the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, to the US. Back and forth. So I have lived everywhere. I've lived in Philadelphia, I lived in New York, I lived in Connecticut, I lived in Florida, mainly in the East Coast and the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. And as a Puerto Rican, I'm very patriotic. Everybody who's known a Puerto Rican, they know that we are very patriotic. But I'm especially patriotic as an American because America has treated me so good. You know, and back in the island, I am considered almost a poor person. And over here, I've had the liberty and the joy of actually being a middle class and having to play with guns and exploring what this amazing nation has to give. But I could not deny that even if I'm working, if it's from a boss or a fellow employee, or it's from some customer, I have to face racism. Either because I'm too dark to be considered white, and I'm too white to be considered black. So I stand right in the middle, right in the middle. And I have to face racism both ways. And that's the most disappointing thing that I have ever
Intruders will be shot
faced.
on sight. Just do it, okay? There's too
The
much at
most
stake.
disappointing thing I have ever faced in this country is dealing with the real fact that racism exists. And it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that racism still exists. We can't just live together and just live our lives. We have to be affected in our jobs, in our neighborhoods, in our politics. We have to be affected by this. And people will always rally against it because they're tired. They're tired of being treated less, being treated like they're a minor race. And it's just tiresome. It's just tiresome. And that's the problem. That's my opinion on how I see the Republican Party nowadays. You know, I agree with things they say, but the fact that there's so many Caucasians that represent them, or there's only Caucasians and they stand openly with racism, doesn't let me go forward. Doesn't let me. When you set yourself apart, when you set yourself apart from that religious sect of white supremacy and that hateful desire against other races, then you will earn the respect of all of us. You will earn the respect of all of us. But as long as you stand by racism, your words will always be empty. And your words will never reach the majority of ears because of the person who's standing next to you, or the group that's supporting you, or what you show that you stand for, which is racism. So, people, get it together. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. It's never been about Trump. And it's never been about taking your guns. It's about racism. It's about why do you want those guns? Do you love guns like me? Do you like shooting guns like me? Or are you just preparing for some kind of war against the racists? Against the racists, as in other racists. Like, come on. So that's what I think. That's what I mainly think. Because me, as the guy standing in the middle, sees the whole situation, yes, I agree that I'm scared that the Democratic Party will take away our rights to bear weapons, and then I cannot play with my toys no more. I mean, I could never have fun and be considered free. But at the same time, I will never stand beside racism. And let me tell you one thing. One thing before I go. I am a proud American. I love this country. And I will fight for this country if they gave me the opportunity to. And I will die for this country. For the future of my family and this country, I will die protecting it. I really, truly love America. But I truly, truly do not support racism. I can't stand it. I can't stand the people that are with it. Kind of like standing beside racism. So everybody's gonna... I'm not fighting Donald Trump. I'm fighting racism. And if he agrees with racism, he's basically putting my life at risk. He doesn't care about me. Why should I care about him? Because there's one simple thing about white supremacy. And that's that they don't care about other people. Only about putting themselves in power and making everything about themselves. everything. Everything about themselves and their race. That's what it is.
Give him hell, bro.
And I don't know how to express the fact that as long as you're standing beside these people, you will always be in the wrong for everybody else. In everybody else's point of view, you will always be in the wrong. Now, step away from the racist people. Step away from white supremacy, and you might have something. You will have people who listen, and you might even gain respect. But as long as you are standing with racist people, it doesn't matter what you say. It's just like a crime. It's like guilty by association. It's guilty by association. If you guys were together in the same car, it doesn't matter if you knew he was gonna rob the place. You're as much as guilty by association. Especially the fact that after he robbed it, he got in the car and you were like, dude, let's just go. So, guilty by association. Tell me who you're with and I'll tell you who you are. So that's the main problem. That's the main problem. And you guys don't see it. There's no hiding it. It's always about race. It's always about race. And that's the problem. You can't hide it. If we're hiding behind and just secretly hearing your conversations, guess what kind of conversations you're having? You're having extremely racist and horrible conversations. You know? And that's the fact. You guys keep getting caught over and over and over and over and over and over through generations. You have throughout history, especially here in America, throughout American history. Throughout American history, you guys have openly been racist and killed people openly in mobs, going to political places and committing atrocities, and everybody's supposed to pretend like that's not going to happen again. That's the problem. The problem is everybody's freaking afraid of you guys going crazy. We don't want to take your guns. We want to take you from racism. That's who we want to take it away from racism. You could have your guns all day, as long as you pass the racist exam. But if you got that hate in your heart, you're not having guns for sport.
I didn't have a clue either.
You don't like guns. You just want to kill somebody that's not. Then you haven't proved us. Any different. It's just like you don't care about me or my family. You know, you only care about race. Especially you only care about your race. So yeah, that's the whole issue. That's what I wanted to clear out of my mind. That unfortunately this is what America has become.
You know, it's so quiet. It would
You know, and I wish it could be that America that I've truly always wanted. But unfortunately, I could not ignore the reality. I can't ignore the reality. And I cannot ignore there are some hateful people out there that will kill without remorse just based on the color of your skin. But I think I'm going to leave it right there. I think I got my point across. In my opinion, on the politics in 2021 and why my view of the Republican Party has shifted so much. I love you all. Take care and make the right decisions. Long live the Republic.
You know, the Nazi field marshal who fought Montgomery in North Africa.